Let's talk about net neutrality. We've been doing a bunch about it. I really, beyond the money and politics thing, I think this is the most important thing going on right now. So the FCC struck down net neutrality. It didn't look like they were going to do it, but they did. Net neutrality is the basic principle that everyone deserves equal internet access and that the internet service providers have to provide the highway should be equal for everybody. Now they've flipped that so that the companies can throttle the internet. So if you don't think that's important to you, let's say you're someone who watches the Young Turks, there's a chance, right, if you're watching this, and you believe in alternate media, well, if Time Warner, which owns CNN, says, well, you know, we don't like those Young Turks because they're not given the appropriate message, well, then they can actually start throttling the speeds with which you get the Young Turks videos, get these videos. So this is hugely important, and especially now in a time when the mainstream media has failed us miserably and cable news is a disaster and all that. So again, we'll start with the broad thing. Was the internet broke and I didn't know it? You know what I mean? Was there really a problem here that the FCC had to jump in and get involved?
It was
in?
broken.
Were you finding that the internet was broken?
It was only broken to the people who were suddenly losing their power and money.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's who it was broken. The rest of us were like, hey, look, we have more power and access to our consumers and to our audience directly now. Yeah. This is amazing. This is like, you know, the 60s all over again, but through ones and zeros.
Right, but not face to face.
Exactly.
But instead of free love,
touch anybody.
Instead of free love with other people, it's a lot of porn. But,
Right. But porn's always, you know, the front runner. But yeah, it was not broken. I just love the way they're couching this, the FCC too. They're like trying to say, but as consumers, you're going to be happy because when you're streaming your Netflix video, there'll be no glitches because we'll give Netflix and people like that priority. Which, you know, I get it at 2 a.m. when I'm watching The Bridge. I want to, you know, have it flowing correctly. Yeah. But yeah, this is all based on the fact that, and everyone will play fair. Don't worry, everyone's going to be fair about this.
So you've given me the perfect segue. So we've got a quote from the FCC chairman. He said, to be very direct, the proposal would establish that behavior harmful to consumers or competition by limiting the openness of the internet will not be permitted. Now that sounds nice, and that sort of sounds like what you were just saying, but it doesn't, there's nothing, there's no teeth in that. They just decided to change what was working and then say, well, we promise to not screw it up any further.
Yeah, but God forbid you say fuck, you know.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, fuck. Oh shit, I said fuck. Oh fuck, I said shit.
Is there anything we can do about this?
Well, first we got to get to the voter fraud, because there are 4 of them through fucking history. Yeah. And so make sure everyone has to have an ID so they can't vote. And I'm the same guy that thinks this is another important law to put in. It's the same exact mindset as that, is an artificial problem to take command back from people who are getting power from those other stories we were talking about earlier, that you're changing the way we make money. You fucked with us, now we're gonna pull the law.
Yeah, so we're gonna fuck with you.
Going with a little bit of a conspiracy theory here, could this possibly be why CNN gave us 3 months or whatever it is of 24-hour plane coverage? Because they want to keep our eyes off the real problems, because they are owned by giant corporate conglomerates that gain access and gain the money that you're talking about, and we're the ones threatening them.
Of course you could see it that way, but really CNN wants your eyes just to be on them. They don't care what you're ignoring. They just want their, I mean, they had the best ratings in what, 5 years or something like that, 10
really
years?
Says a lot.
So I know, I'm not one to people sitting in a room and, you know, making up decisions about this. You don't need a conspiracy theory. The system is already, you know, against us, so. Yeah. That's my personal view.
Do we need what you've been talking about a couple times so far? Do we need this groundswell of support starting at the bottom? People taking to Twitter, Facebook, you know, the 99%, all that. Is that the only way we have a chance to get this thing fixed?
When have we not? When has that not been the case? When has that not worked?
Yeah.
It always works. Same key, same lock, every time. Click, works every time you put it into it. Just you got to look for the key. I'm too busy. I got other stuff I got to do. Someone will do it. Someone will hit the lock for me. But it's everyone at once. It's like one of those nuclear missile things where 2 people got to put the key in, but it's an everyone key turn at once.
And I do believe that innovation, I mean, you know, the internet and everything around it, you know, is all about young minds innovating with things that we can't even begin to ponder. And I think there's going to be some young Turk somewhere in the back of a room, and he'll be like, I figured out the way to open up 1 billion times this over here, this space, and we'll all jump in there, and the corporations will be like, but hey, or why isn't anyone watching our stuff anymore? And we're all over there. You know, who knows?
And then they'll jump in and control that, and then someone will do it again.
Right. And that's the way it is. That's the way innovation works. That's the way our democracy works. That's the way evolution works.
Rabbit and fox, rabbit and fox, rabbit and fox.
Yeah.
Wow, Kelly, Carlin, you gave me a little hope at the end of this segment. I did not know that there was hope when it comes to the FCC, but apparently there is.